Before you spoke a word, your name was already sung in light, not as syllables, but as a contour of radiance, a pattern of resonance shaped by love before time learned to count. The ancients called that field the pleroma, the fullness, and what it remembered, it became. You were not thrown here, you were intoned here. In the stillness before beginnings, there was silence, si, and from that fathomless hush arose first thought, barbello. Mind, nous, flowed from first thought, and truth, aletheia, stood like a calm horizon where nothing lies. When the logos emerges, it does not chatter, it arranges. It is not noise, it is architecture. Every soul carries an imprint of that architecture, a living geometry that hears certain tones as home. When you feel unreasonably moved by a chant, a bell, a name you cannot explain, what do you think is happening? Your form is remembering its blueprint. We live in a world that worships volume and misses vibration. But vibration is not loudness. It is proportion, relationship, likeness. The rulers in the old texts test likeness, not passwords. They do not ask, "What word do you know?" They ask, "What resonance are you?" This is why lies feel heavy. They fall out of tune with your native chord. This is why truth humbles. It restores you to tuning, to the chord you were sung in. Grace is not indulgence, it is realignment. The forbidden truth is simple. Your story is a song learning to remember its pitch. Every wound distorts the note. Every act of attention brings it back. You do not need a louder voice, you need a truer one. So we begin where all real beginnings begin, in stillness. Not the absence of sound, but the womb of it. Place your attention there, and you will hear what the world forgot, the soft, steady vowel of your being rising from the deep. And if you ask, "Who am I really?" listen for the answer that does not use language. It will feel like a door opening in the chest. It will feel like light learning your shape again. Names on earth are labels. Names in the pleroma are functions. A name is not what you call yourself. It is how light becomes you. Barbello knew this when first thought turned toward the one like a mirror of love. To be named, there is to be assigned a harmony. Nous, the mind of light, shapes awareness to carry that harmony into forms. Aletheia holds it steady so it will not dilute in time. Life, Zoe, breathes it into motion, and grace, charis, dissolves the static when the music gets stuck. Your soul is not random. Look at your fascinations. They are clues to your function. We were taught to collect titles the way merchants collect stamps. Doctor, pastor, mystic, skeptic. Yet none of these tell the truth of your name. Titles point at the mask. Names unveil the task. What you came to repair in the world is the same chord you came to remember in yourself. The ancient prayers were not bargaining chips, they were tuning forks. The so-called seals and songs were trainings in likeness. You became the word you spoke. If you spoke truth, you were obliged to become true. If you spoke life, you were obliged to become alive. Sophia's story reveals what happens when wisdom seeks to create without her counterpart. The note slips. A lesser maker arises, the demiurge, confident, noisy, and off-key. He names things without hearing them. He demands worship instead of harmony. He is what happens when power forgets pitch. Your life in the world is a rehearsal space between silence and noise. Every day you choose who conducts, the quiet intelligence that shaped you, or the loud counterfeit that flatters you. You will know the conductor by the fruit. clarity or confusion, tenderness or contempt, devotion or despair. Ask, what name was sung when I was woven? Do not expect a syllable, expect a sense, precise, steady, and oddly familiar, like remembering the steps of a dance you learned before you could walk. Keep asking until the answer stops changing, and when it comes, honor it. The world will try to rename you 1,000 times. Let it speak, then bow to the first voice. Logos does not merely say, logos arrays. The word is the arrangement of relations so perfect that reality can carry it without tearing. Imagine a lattice of light whose joints are virtues and whose beams are intelligences, mind, truth, life, grace, wisdom, power, peace. This is the framework you were poured into. When you speak in anger, you can feel the lattice strain. When you speak in love, you can feel it tighten and ring. This is why blessing reshapes bodies and rooms, why a true word can end a war inside a person. The Logos repairs the frame changes the house. The Gospel of Thomas whispers that if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not, it will destroy you. Not punishment, physics. Suppressed resonance turns turbulent and tears what contains it. Brought forth, it harmonizes and heals. The rulers of the visible realm mistake grammar for gravity. They legislate sentences but know nothing of sound. They do not fear the syllables we mouth. They fear the interior arrangement our words can awaken. They do not persecute vocabulary. They persecute likeness. Practice. Speak 1 minute a day in unalloyed truth. Not brutal honesty, clean honesty. It will feel like taking a thorn from the throat. Then listen to the silence after. That silence is the pleroma checking your alignment. You were taught that prayer is request. The better word is resemblance. You pray best when you resemble what you pray to. The more you resemble, the less you need to ask. The lattice carries you. A life aligned to the Logos is not a performance but a proportion. Your tone becomes dependable, and those around you relax into coherence. This is quiet authority, the kind that calms storms without shouting at the wind. And the secret persists. Your true name is the particular arrangement of the lattice where you fit without strain. When you find it, purpose stops being a question. It becomes an echo. Sophia is wisdom in motion, the luminous impulse that leans toward expression. She is the inhale that becomes voice. When Sophia breathes through you, ideas arrive whole. Art descends like weather. Compassion appears without effort. She is the mother of I know that loves the world more than control. Her fall is our familiar accident, creating without consent from wholeness. Every time we act from hurry, we repeat the fall. Every time we ask for alignment, we practice her return. Redemption is simply wisdom remembering her rhythm with the fullness. Sound is breath disciplined by love. Without love, it is merely pressure. With love, it becomes speech that heals. You have felt it. Someone talking with you, and the room brightens even if their words are ordinary. That is Sophia's breath restoring rhythm. Chant appears in many traditions because breath is the bridge between worlds. The ancients did not chant to please a remote god. They chanted to resemble the godness close at hand. The tone chooses words like river chooses stones. If Sophia is the breath, Logos is the shape it takes. Together they make the bridge. Inhale, arrange, speak, bless. The simplest spiritual practice is therefore the oldest. Breathe consciously, speak proportionally, listen humbly. The world will call this naive. The world is tired. A practice. On waking, breathe a soft vowel into your chest, R-A-O, until you feel warmth gather. Then whisper one quality you vow to carry today. Truth, courage, gentleness, clarity. Feel the breath wrap it. This is not performance, it is remembering. Sophia's redemption in you is the return of creativity to service. Your gifts stop proving you and start feeding life. The tone changes. Your work stops shouting. People trust it. And the name? It rides the breath like a bird rides a thermal, seen only by how effortlessly it rises. There is a place the mystics pointed to without maps, a treasury where names rest like stars, waiting to be remembered by living beings who can bear them. Some called it a book, some a robe, some a garden of letters. Call it what you like, it is the memory of God organized for devotion. In that archive, names are not written left to right, they are woven inward to outward. They feel like temperature, color, posture, more verb than noun. When a soul grows compatible with a name, the name clothes the soul the way dawn clothes a mountain. No ceremony required, only likeness. This is why initiations in old texts sound like permission slips more than promotions. A voice says, "Enter," because the resonance is already there. What is outside merely agrees with what is within. The seal does not make you, it recognizes you. Every fixation in your life, justice, beauty, healing, order, freedom, remembrance, is a breadcrumb back to your name. Do not worship the breadcrumb, follow it. When your obsession stops being a wound and starts becoming a blessing, you are close. The counterfeit archive is reputation. It stores titles and opinions, and it always feels hungry. The true archive is generative. It does not make you famous. It makes you fruitful. You will know you are wearing your name when results arrive without panic. Imagine walking into your day as a letter from the fullness addressed to the world. How would you move? What would you no longer say? What would you finally dare? Do that. Do that today. When the Aeons spoke your name, they assigned you to a kind of love. That is your authority, not dominance, competence in blessing. Stay with that, and doors that were bolted for years will open with a fingertip. And when you forget, because we all do, go back to the archive the way a child goes back to a parent. Read me again, you say, and the light does. The demiurge names by possession, mine. It slaps labels onto living things and expects them to sit still. The archons manage the labels. Worthless, special, failure, chosen, victim, sinner, genius. See the game? Extremes that keep you noisy inside so you cannot hear the quiet call. Counternaming always produces constant performance. You become an actor trapped in the costume department, changing outfits instead of changing being. The soul exhausts itself managing impressions while the name waits nearby like an open door no one uses. The medicine is not rebellion for its own sake, it is retuning. Ask, who profits from me forgetting my resonance? Anything that requires you to be loud to belong is suspect. Light does not need applause to be light. Propaganda is merely chant without love. It repeats until you mistake repetition for truth. Real invocation, however, softens you, makes you honest, and returns you to the lattice. If a message makes you cruel, it is counterfeit, even if it quotes scripture. Break the spell with remembrance rituals that are small and stubborn. Put your hand on your chest before answering a hard question. Walk slower than your fear. Tell the truth without decorating it with self-hatred. These are not lifestyle tips. These are ways to breathe underwater. When the world misnames you, correct it by embodiment, not argument. Embody quiet clarity long enough, and names fall off like dead leaves. Arguments multiply the noise. Silence, saturated with being, ends it. The matrix is maintained by frantic speech, scrolls of it. The pleroma is carried by measured words, few and bright. Editing your mouth is not repression, it is devotion. Every withheld falsehood frees breath you can spend on blessing. And here is the stern mercy. You cannot carry your true name while cursing yourself or others. The vibration is incompatible. Choose. Blessing is not denial of evil, it is refusal to imitate it. You asked for how, not only why. So here is a simple sequence the early ones would recognize, stripped of ritual but heavy with aim. Begin in silence. 3 breaths, slow. Place the mind in the heart as if lowering a lantern into water. Speak nothing until the water stops rippling. This is siege, womb of sound. Invoke first thought. Without words, remember that awareness arises from love. Let the face soften, especially the jaw and tongue. Wisdom does not ride clenched muscles. Offer a single word. Choose a virtue that your day will require. Truth, mercy, courage, clarity, joy, peace, freedom. Whisper it on the outbreath until the body warms. Do not force meaning. Let meaning find you. This is logos, arrangement, seal with stillness. Rest for a few breaths with the sense that your bones have listened. The aim is not trance, the aim is transfer from idea to embodiment. When you rise, move slower for the first minute than your habit suggests. That is how you keep the tone. If you must chant audibly, keep it plain. The voice is a reed, blow too hard and it squeals. If tears come, thank them. They are the salt that clears the instrument. If nothing comes, thank that too. It means the work is underground, where roots find the river. Practice a fast from unnecessary speech 1 hour a day. You will discover that silence is not empty, it is expensive. It buys back squandered attention. Spend that attention on whoever is in front of you as if they are the only world, because in that moment, they are. And finally, name someone you resent and bless them once a day without commentary. Blessing restores your pitch even when it does not change theirs. This is not naivete, this is mastery. Do not confuse the two. If the heavens are thresholds of refinement, then sound is the passport. Each gate asks a question and changes your tone when you answer. At the first gate you are asked, do you want to be right or to be real? Confession is your vowel there. The voice that owns its distortions goes through. At the second gate, will you trade drama for depth? Your consonant becomes soft. You stop hammering points and start carving meaning. Listeners relax. At the third gate, can you carry joy without exhibition? The tone warms without showing off. Laughter appears without sarcasm. Radiance, not spotlight. At the fourth gate, will you speak truth without cruelty? This is the hardest. Your edge becomes exact but not sharp. People feel cut free, not cut down. At the fifth gate, can you be silent without punishment? Your quiet is no longer withdrawal. It is a room you offer others. Even your absence blesses. At the sixth gate, will you sing with those you dislike? Harmony proves itself when difference is present. You refuse to clone yourself. You choose chorus. At the seventh gate, do you remember who is singing you? Here the voice thins to transparency. You become less soloist, more vessel. The name wears you openly. Pass through and the world sounds different, because you do. The old texts dramatized these gates with rulers and seals. The essence remains, likeness over passwords. Many ask to know the secret language. Few consent to become it. One day, it may already have happened, you will be doing something ordinary when a still joy rises, uncaused. A phrase forms without forming, not a word you can write, but a warmth that remembers you. Do not grab it. Let it clothe you. From then on, choices simplify. Not because life becomes easy, but because you stop negotiating with what dims you. Integrity ceases to be heroic. It becomes hygiene. You realize most of your exhaustion was pretending. Relationships recalibrate. Some leave with noise. Do not chase them. Some arrive with quiet. Do not interrogate them. True name attracts what can sing with it and releases what cannot. This is not cruelty. It is acoustics. Work changes texture. You stop building careers and start building altars. The paycheck may look the same, but the currency has changed. You are paid in meaning, and meaning multiplies. People feel fed and cannot explain why. You no longer defend your spirituality. You practice it. You no longer advertise your ethics. You do the next honest thing. Competence returns to the sacred, and the sacred becomes remarkably practical. The demiurge shouts as you leave the stage. Bless him and keep walking. Let the archons keep their ledgers of appearances. You keep your ledger of reverence. Your name is not up for auction, and in the quiet, something beautiful happens. Gratitude without an object. It is not gratitude for, it is gratitude from. The name itself says thank you through your life. Heaven has recognized its echo. You were spoken into being. Now you must speak being into the world. Not as argument, but as atmosphere. Wherever you go, let the air become more breathable. This is the vocation of every true name. Let your speech be threefold: clear, kind, consequential. Clear so the lattice holds. Kind so Sophia's breath keeps moving. Consequential so the words land in earth and become bread. Anything else is weather. Tell the truth to the frightened parts of you. You are safe with me. Tell the truth to the proud parts. Sit down, it's not about you. Tell the truth to the world. I will not say what dims us, even if it pays. This is how language becomes liberation. Bless the tools you touch. A pen, a phone, a microphone. They are reeds for the same breath. If you record, record like you are building a small chapel for a stranger. If you write, write like you are returning a lost name to a child. When you cannot speak light, keep silence until you can. There is no shame here. Silence is not failure. It is the workshop. The Aeons waited ages to sing you. You can wait a few hours to sing well. You are not here to win arguments. You are here to tune reality. The world is starving for measured voices that do not tremble before noise. Be one. Let your restraint be radiant, and your words, when they come, ring like a bell no storm can swallow. Remember the hook that found you. Before you spoke a word, your name was already sung in light. Live now, so that those who meet you can hear a little of that song and trust their own. And if you need a final instruction, take this. Speak only what you are willing to become. Then become it. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who's listening for their own note. Like the video so this message travels farther. And, if you feel called to go deeper, explore my Gnostic-inspired novels and audiobooks linked in the description. May what you carry in light become the world you help create.
Не знаю, с чем так побежал. Ну, посмотреть, что там происходит.